What's going on, y'all? It's the Wake Up Crew, Ray G, joined as always by my man Jay Rich here to talk some NBA prop bets for this Friday, November the 11th, 2022 NBA slate. Before we get into an early look at the lines, these aren't the official picks, but we're going to talk through some game script, some theory, some data, show you the model, take a look at what the books have these lines at, and see where we're leaning at early this morning for this NBA slate. Recap of yesterday's picks. Jay, you hit. Good job. Good call on Herbert Jones, and way to let people know, for better or worse, the line movement on Tobias Harris saved you from taking an over 15.5 points because he did not go under. And Kelly Oubre, I got to give myself a sad trombone. He blew out the points and rebounds literally like in the first quarter. And I said it. I was like, we're going to know real early. So 1 for 2 on the picks yesterday, but hopefully we are going to take a look at some things that can help us cash out today. So let's just pull up the model and start at the top, man, and talk about what we're taking a look at tonight, Jay.
All right, so I know you want to talk about Steph Curry, but I'm going to talk about one of my favorite plays, not just tonight, but all season, has been Karl-Anthony Towns' assists. He has been absolutely on fire in terms of getting assists. He's averaging 5.5 on the season. He's gone over this number in like over 70% of his games. He did miss last game, but since then, he was on a streak of the last 9 of 10. Karl-Anthony Towns over 4.5 assists has been basically free money almost all season long. I love it again tonight. I think it's another great matchup for Towns. I'm in on Towns. I like him a lot. Against Memphis, they should play a little bit up pace. They can run through Karl-Anthony Towns like they have been. Rudy Gobert is back, so that will be a slight factor, but I still think they run through Towns. Towns has been the primary facilitator for most of the season for the Timberwolves. This is definitely a core play for me. As you can see, he's been averaging 5.8 over the last 5 games. We have him projected for right around there as well. I think pace could be pretty good for both teams. Memphis does like to push it, and we know that Minnesota plays at one of the highest paces of plays in all of the NBA. So if you see here, Ray has it the last 10 for Karl-Anthony Towns. He hits 5 very often and definitely has upside to go over that. I love Towns in this matchup today. And as you can see on the books, it's minus 125 already on DraftKings. And that's kind of how we're starting with our early look plays today.
Yeah, and I want to pull up, shout out to my Spari and some of the cheat sheets that they have. But if you look right here at Karl-Anthony Towns, it's all green for him, right? Memphis allows the second most steals to centers, third most points, and the second most threes to centers. So I know it's not talking about the assist here, but this should be a pretty good matchup for Karl-Anthony Towns. You've been talking about his assist line for quite some time now, and you just see averaging 5.8, the center defense. This is a plus matchup for Towns. I wanna pivot to that Golden State Cleveland game because at the top of our trend projection model are both Steph Curry and Jarrett Allen. Jarrett Allen's points, rebounds, and assists, we call it par just because I like that word par. 26.5 on PrizePicks. It is juiced to the over right now in the books. He's averaging 29.2 over his last 5, 32.4 minutes per game over his last 5. And if we go take a look at Jarrett Allen right now on PrizePicks, it's all they have up for him, but he's been cruising past this number: 28, 33, 27, 30, and 28. In Golden State, Jay, plus matchup for the big man. If you go over here and we just pull up Jarrett Allen and take a look at his points, rebounds, and assists, look at this: 29th in points allowed for Golden State, 29th in center defense. They don't have anybody big down low to really contend with Jarrett Allen, right? He's been playing really well. This Golden State defense is not very good right now, Jay. And, Allen's getting the requisite minutes. Let's see if he's getting into foul trouble. Nope, he's staying out of foul trouble. But if that's the correlated play that you want to talk about, this being an up and down game with Golden State not being able to stop Cleveland. I mean, Donovan Mitchell as well has been on a tear, Jay, from a scoring standpoint. So we'll highlight Allen now, and let's talk about Mitchell, who is high in the model, and I think this will correlate to Steph Curry as well. So Donovan Mitchell, they have him at 27.5 points, 38, 30, 33, 25, 38. We just looked at the matchup for Golden State in our model. Mitchell right here at the top. DK's got it at 27.5, juice to the over. He's averaging 32.8 over his last 5, high in the projection model. Talk a little bit about this matchup, Jay, with Mitchell, Allen, and the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, it's crazy actually because so I was going to reconfirm those book lines because we did pull those as of about 30 minutes ago. Jared Allen on DK has already taken some big money. He's down to minus 145 for his points, rebounds, and assists
Uh-oh.
to go over that 26 and a half. So
Uh-oh.
that's one that could move on prize picks
Yep.
shortly. But Donovan Mitchell as well, he's 28 and a half on FanDuel and 28 and a half on PointsBet. And he's now minus 125 on DK at 27 and a half. To your point, I think this will be a lot of Steph and a lot of Mitchell. Mitchell has been the primary scorer for a while. Now Darius Garland is back, so that takes some of the
Yeah.
assist load and facilitating role out of Donovan Mitchell's hands, and he can just focus on being a primary scorer, and he's done that very effectively for Cleveland so far this season. Now, I can't quite see the matchups there, but it looks like a pretty good one for Donovan Mitchell. Golden State allows this is a steals matchup for
Yeah,
him,
that's a
but the
steals.
blocks ain't so good. But Donovan Mitchell, we don't take him to take blocks. We want him to score points. And Jared Allen, I think, is a really, really good matchup. You talked about this before we even started. Fourth most rebounds to centers, fifth most points to centers, and fifth most assists to centers. We want the points, rebounds, and assists over 26 and a half. And to your point, Jared Allen has been balling. That one for me is absolutely a core play because it's a
Okay.
line that's probably going to move for us. I would be taking it. I still like the Towns line a lot. And I don't know if you want to get into a guy that we've been a little bit up and down with recently, but Kevin Huerter today, he's up against your Lakers, who
Mm-hmm.
we love to target the Lakers because the Lakers are no good.
Right.
But would you take his threes at 2.5, or is it 2.5, or his points, which looks like the better matchup at 12.5? Now the only concern is that De'Aaron Fox is back, so his scoring has been down a little bit, but we do get a bit of a discount now for Kevin Huerter because De'Aaron Fox is back. Now, he did hit this one in his last game versus Cleveland. Again, only 12.5, minus 130 on the books. His projection is juiced a little bit because of the last 5 games, but I think he can go over in this one. We've seen shooting guards kill the Lakers in recent times. We saw Jordan Clarkson go off for like 18 points in the first quarter against the Lakers last game. That when Utah played them, I think it's a great matchup for Huerter. I think he will be heavily involved, and I think it's a really good spot for him to go over. Not a core play for me, but I think the matchup is probably worth taking a look at. For people who are looking at it, already minus 130 on the books, there's no reason why it wouldn't continue to move in Kevin Huerter's favor, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, Jay. That's one where I just with Fox back, you see his shooting volume just go down, right? He was getting up 11, 16, 17 shots per game. Once Fox is back, that's dropped down, and he's not shooting very well. So while I think he can, right? He's getting up. I mean, still
Yeah.
6 3-point attempts, shooting 50%, 5 3-point attempts. You said the number is 2.5, and it's juiced to the over a little bit. Yeah, the LA's look shooting guard defense 21st. This is a plus matchup. 3-pointers allowed right in the middle of the road of the NBA. I think you could go that route. I want to go back to the Golden State game and talk about Steph though, Jay. Can we talk about Curry for a little bit?
Of
Can we
course.
talk about
I
Steph
love
or
talking
Steph
Steph.
Curry? Steph Curry points 28 and a half. His points, rebounds, and assists 40 and a half. But we've seen Steph just. I mean, I know he had 47 versus Sack in that overtime game, but 31, 32, 28, 39, and 47 for Steph Curry. Cleveland, let's take a look at the defensive matchup for Steph versus Cleveland. It's a difficult one, but I said this last time, and it didn't matter versus this Cleveland defense. If the correlation is they're going to be able to score on Golden State, then somebody from Golden State's going to have to score on Cleveland, and there's nobody you have more confidence in than Steph Curry. So it's right there at the top of our model for his points, rebounds, and assists at 40.5. It's juiced to the over a little bit. We got him projected right at 50.4, which is really high, but his points also pretty high in the model as well, with the projection of 34.3 points in this one for Steph Curry. Again, it's early in the day. Not all the lines are up. I'm not recommending any of these as core plays right now, but just early leans. Just like you said, there's a lot of juice to Jared Allen's over. We're probably going to see that line move. Donovan Mitchell probably can score a lot. I really like this Cleveland Golden State game, Jay. What else you want to talk about just as far as early matchups that you're looking at?
The only one that I'm looking at, and you're not gonna like it, Ray, it's Desmond Bane.
Oh
Desmond
boy.
Bane. I know. I hear you. Desmond Bane's points are juiced up a little bit, 22.5 right now. And I know what you're going to say. Last game he let us down, but he's coming off a 32-point game against the Spurs. They're playing Minnesota today. Minnesota's a team that does allow a lot of three-pointers. They play at one of the fastest paces in the NBA. Yeah, I know Ja can score, and Ja had a big breakout game last game as well, but I think Desmond Bane's got a good shot in this one. It's already juiced to the over on DK minus 120, minus 122 on Bet Rivers, minus 125 on Caesars. It's not quite there on FanDuel yet, but they just kind of released their lines. It's minus 118 over there. I think this line's going to move. I'm not saying it's going to move all the way to 23, but I think it's going to continue to get juiced up on the books. Let's check the sheets. What do we got on the sheets, Ray? We got fifth most three-pointers allowed to shooting guards?
To shooting guards, and whether he plays shooting guard, small forward, I mean, they're allowing the second most points to small forwards, fourth most rebounds, fourth most assists. So it says a plus matchup. Shout out to Sparry for Brooks. But I do think, yeah, man. I mean, he let us down the game we took him, but it's a new day, right? It's a new day. It's a new team. And I do think Bane should be able to score on Minnesota. Jay, I don't know if it's core for me. I don't know if I'd go that far, but I understand the philosophy and the matchup of going with it if you want to.
I'm almost there. I'm not quite there yet. I may drop it in the comments later, but I think it's interesting. I think it's a really interesting matchup. Minnesota does play at a very fast pace, so I think there is a lot of opportunities for him there. They usually dictate pace in a lot of games, unless Memphis decides to slow them down, which I don't believe they're going to do that personally. Timberwolves, they chuck up a lot of threes, a lot of possessions. I think there's a really good opportunity for Bane in this one. Do they have MPJ's threes out? Did they dare do that to us? Because
let's
every
see
game
if they've got Michael Porter Jr.'s threes up. No threes for Porter Jr. No threes.
Damn.
No threes.
Damn.
And they also bumped up Mr. Automatic himself, Anthony Davis, first half points. This has been anywhere from 9.5 to 10.5 points. They jumped it up to 12.5. Depending on LeBron, they don't have any LeBron lines out. I mean, I know this is low-hanging fruit, but I still don't mind it. He had 11 last game versus the Clippers, and that's after not scoring anything in the first quarter. And I don't believe Sabonis or anybody from Sacramento is going to be able to stop Anthony Davis, especially if LeBron is out. If LeBron does not play tonight, this number will move to like 13, 14.5. I'm still fine with it. I'm not as comfortable as I was, of course, when it was at 10.5 points, but I don't mind Anthony Davis first half points right now. And the only other play that I want to talk about, Jay, and it's not in the model right now, but it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, his 28.5 points versus Toronto. Shai's getting him up. He's averaging 32.2 over his last 5. I do like his points. He ain't doing much but scoring, right? He's out there letting you know that he can go get it. And let's take a look at that matchup versus Toronto for Shai. Let's pull that up real quick. Yeah, I mean, fifth in points allowed. It's a difficult matchup, but when you got a cat that's putting up, Jay, damn near 20 shots a game over his last 5. 25, 23, 16, 17, 18, 27. And the last time he played Toronto, he had 26 in that matchup. Right now, it looks like it's juiced to the under just a tad bit, but I do like Shai in this matchup. Again, don't know if it's core, but just wanted to call out that 28.5. So right now, early, you could see PrizePicks does not have everything on the board. No fantasy score, no points and rebounds, no rebounds and assists, none of that. But Jared Allen, I really love this play. Karl-Anthony Towns, as you said, has been money with his assist. And I do like Steph Curry and Donovan Mitchell, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, waiting for Devin Vassell to drop.
So, Ray, it's funny. I was looking up that line. It's 20.5 on the books today for Devin Vassell's points. Vassell's points. Yeah. So if you see it at 19.5, that was my line right now for Vassell. And, you could take it if you want at 20.5, but it is juiced to the under. If you see it at 19.5 on PrizePicks, definitely take it. I don't know if we'll get it. We may see it right at 20, which is like, it's okay for me. I was prepared to take that number all the way up to 19.5 every game. Like, he's just been almost automatic for when it's at 20 points. So I do like him to score 20 almost every night. If he's got to score 21, I'm kind of iffy on it. I know that he can do it, but I really love that up to 19.5. So you do get that for some reason on PrizePicks. I would take it. It is 20.5 on the books, minus 130 to minus 120 to the under. So not quite an over quite yet for Vassell, but I still think it is a very good number if you get it at 19.5.
Yep, there you go. Joker versus Boston. Man, Tatum cooked last game. Yeah, that's where we're at with the early looks at these things. I mean, it is 8 o'clock in the morning when we're recording this, 8:30 in the morning by the time it probably gets posted. So if we find other things, we may come back later and do an actual video, or we'll probably just post them. Jay, we'll just post it in the comments, man. We'll just let people know in the comments the core plays. But I do want to say, if you can lock in Karl-Anthony Towns more than 4.5 assists and Jared Allen's points, rebounds, and assists, where's that at on the books real quick, Jay? Jared Allen's par, where's that at?
Let me look at it. Let me just check it one more time just to be sure, because it already moved.
Well.
Minus 111, minus 115, but yeah, minus 140 on DK. It was minus 145 when I checked last time. So it's moving quite a bit. It's moving a bit the other direction now, but it moved a lot already.
Yeah, I see it minus 140 on DraftKings right now. So, and again, shout out to Spari for the cheat sheets, a plus matchup. It's at the top of our model. So there we go. Early look at the NBA lines today. The two cores that we have right now, Jared Allen, more than 26 points, rebounds, and assists, and Karl-Anthony Towns, more than 4.5 assists versus the Memphis Grizzlies. Still like Steph at the top of the model as well. Looking good. Michael Porter Jr., 15.5 points. That's it for Porter versus Boston.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Let's just check the books. Let's see what they've got him at. Minus 120 points bet, 15.5, minus 120 on the books. Let's just take a look at that matchup. Let's go to the Spari cheat sheet real quick. People appreciate the free data that we're dropping today, man. Let's go to Spari cheat sheet and see what that Boston matchup looks like. Where are we at? Horford, Tatum, Green, Pope. He's not on there, so nothing for.
So no matchups for him that are significant.
No matchups for him at this point. All right, no worries. There it is. We hope you guys appreciate it as always. Take what you like, leave what you don't. Stay in the comments. We will post the core 3-4 plays that we like, but Jared Allen's points, rebounds, and assists for sure. Karl-Anthony Towns, 4.5 assists as well. We don't make you pay for picks. We just give you the data, walk through the process, look at the matchups, talk about the data in our process. So if you can, comment below, let us know what you're rocking with tonight. And if you tail, give PrizePicks hell. And if we fail, do not bail. We'll be back tomorrow with more NBA picks. For Ray, for Jay, we out of this thing. Peace.